Hello, everyone. Now, if you remember, last year I talked a lot about the Flash movie and how I was excited to watch it and see what kind of movie it turned out to be. And I made a few videos. I actually recently made a playlist for that series of videos, and this will be going into that playlist because after months, I have finally seen the Flash movie. And this video is going to be me doing my review on it. Now, as you know, it's a little later than after it released because it released like uh, June of last year. But man, it's on streaming now, so I seen it, and I'm gonna do my review. So yeah, I'm gonna put the intro right now, and we'll get into the review. Well, hello everyone, it's Justin's Creations here, and now it's time to do a review of the Flash movie. And, yeah, so, where do I begin? Well, I guess first I'll talk about the things I liked about the movie. Uh, One of the things was I thought that Michael Keaton's Batman was really cool in this movie, even though he didn't really get the full screen time in the movie and kind of got killed off. I guess a little. I don't know. Like he got killed off in like the second big battle, other than the one that they got Kara. Um, Anyway, I'm also going to have to put warning at the beginning of this video to make sure nobody actually didn't see the movie right now. But anyway, so I thought it was pretty cool. It was a good throwback to the original Tim Burton films, which was pretty cool. And the combat on those movies was pretty awesome, and we got some more of that in this movie. Now I gotta say, his combat scenes I think is definitely the best because they definitely throw you back to the original movies. Now one thing I was going to say about this movie that was a missed opportunity is uh, now one of my favorite characters in the movie was Supergirl, which I made clear on other videos. Anyway, I one thing I think is we could have waited on killing her off until we made a whole nother movie about it. Yes, it could have been like this Superman movie that already exists, except it's with her. I definitely would have watched that. But anyway, yeah, the character was still really good in this movie, and yeah, do think we could have seen a bit more of her though. And one thing is, everybody was wondering who the Dark Flash was. If you remember, they was even the McFarlane figure, which was a lot of people first, seen. That was like the first sight of him, and we didn't really see him in the trailers. But well, it kind of makes a bit more sense now after watching the movie. And once again, this is a spoiler, but I put a warning at the beginning of this video. But basically, he is the other Barry. He's young Barry because, as you know, both Batman and Supergirl died in the battle. So they had and young Barry wants to stop this from happening. So what he constant that's a alternate version of him who kept on trying to stop it from happening, and that's what he turned to. Which it actually looks really good when you look at the detail of the original young Barry having the spikes that got like stabbed into him or whatever, and he ends up using them as a weapon for a little while, and it makes so much more sense when you add it to Dark Flash. Yep, I gotta say that was pretty cool there. Now I did actually have an awesome time watching this movie, and yeah. Uh, Now a lot of people complained about the later parts of the movie when they used AI or I mean they think they used AI or CGI or something. Now I don't really think it's AI been used at this part. I think it's like heavily used CGI because for certain characters to be in the scene like Like Nicolas Cage's Superman did make it into a scene, which I actually find quite cool because it is a look to what could have been. Because there was a concept for the Nicolas Cage Superman as a movie, and apparently it was happening in the 90s. Anyway, when you look at the scene that showed all the different universes, it really has a lot of throwbacks to pop culture media in the DC Comics timeline, which is pretty cool in my opinion. Anyway, if you're wondering what I rate the movie, I think I can give it a solid 8 out of 10. It was still a really good movie. It does have a few flaws, but it was honestly a really enjoyable experience, in my opinion. So, yeah, 8 out of 10. A solid rating for the movie. Yeah. Yep. Now, one thing, now I'm going to talk about a few things one thing that I think it could have improved on was, we could have had a bit more screen time for Ben Affleck's Batman. I mean, already, Ben Affleck's Batman doesn't really have a movie to his own, unless, of course, you count Batman v Superman, which still is also about Superman. It isn't his own movie. And, I think, Ben Affleck's Batman does deserve its own movie because the rest of the Batmans have their own movie for the most part. Anyway, so he didn't really get at much screen time in The Flash. Neither did Wonder Woman or Superman. Honestly, he was only in like Henry Cavill's Superman was only in like a couple scenes you can spot him. He wasn't even in. And a character that didn't get any screen time was Cyborg, which is a character that definitely deserves some more screen time because he doesn't even have a movie himself. Would have been an awesome movie though. As far as the bonus credit scene, what even was that scene with Aquaman? Like, man didn't get no action, but the last scene only shows him like at a bar drunk. But also this universe isn't completely right anyway, because apparently the wrong Batman's here, which didn't completely get much explanation, but I guess Flash didn't completely revert things back to the right universe. Even a few things in this movie that doesn't completely make sense, it still was a fun watch, which is why a solid 8 out of 10 is what I'm giving it. One thing though is the figures that was made for this movie, I do actually own one of them, and he's actually in this thumbnail of this video. If you notice, I'm actually going to put a few pictures of him right now. Now, a friend of mine actually sent this one over for my birthday last year. It was my friend, the Creative Mind 727, and I really appreciate that one because I am a big fan of this movie, even though some people weren't. I do really enjoy it, and I do love this figure, which I am going to use in a few further projects down the line. Anyway, yeah. So, like I said, this movie does deserve a solid 8 out of 10 in my opinion, and yeah. I really did enjoy it, and if you haven't already, I do believe you should watch it. Although, if you made it here, you've already gotten spoiled, and you should have listened and clicked off the video, but I would like to hear y'all's thoughts on the movie. Now, as always, if you didn't like it, I honestly respect that because it did have a few flaws, but you know, CGI wasn't the biggest flaw that I seen in it. There's just a few things that could have improved on, but other than that, I did think it was a really enjoyable movie. Also, if it's one thing I really would have liked to see is Grant Gustin's Flash make it into the movie, but I guess I just couldn't have done that apparently. Now, apparently in the Flash show, which I have not watched any of, but I would like to watch that in the future. Apparently, in one of the episodes, Ezra Miller's Flash did make it into the show, which people have mixed reviews on, to say the least, but it was an interesting crossover. Now, it actually showed his suit from the original Justice League movie, which I actually quite liked that original suit. It was a different spin on it, at least. Anyway, that's all I have to say for the Flash movie. Really enjoyed it, And yeah, uh, here's the intro. I mean, outro.